Hi everyone. Thank you for coming and watching us on YouTube. Today we're painting on a little piece of rice paper and we're going to practice on Viva paper towels. We're painting bamboo.
Let's see, where's my gallery?
So we have this little mat and these little pieces of paper they're actually from Japan. They were hand carried by Dwayne. But I'm going to first practice on a piece of a paper towel. So here's a couple that I've done where I've got green stems and green leaves, and this one has orange and black stems and green leaves. Just a very small, simple painting. So I have these little mats, and what I do is I turn them over, and then I take a pencil and I point the pencil in this way so that when I trace around it, it's ever so slightly bigger than the opening, so that when I go like this, I can't see the pencil mark. So I've done the pencil mark on a piece of paper towel and on my special piece of paper. So here we go. What I'm going to do is mix, I think, because this mat's darker, I'm going to actually paint my stems up with, I think I'm going to mix my own purple. So now I've just changed the colors. I told Shauna earlier what I was using, but I've changed my mind. So now what I'm doing is I'm mixing purple with French ultramarine blue and permanent rose. And I'm going to put a little bit of burnt sienna into it and get it nice and dark. I'm making a kind of a purple indigo-y color. Or I could even just go right to indigo and use that. So I've made a very dark purple color. And I have a beautiful brush with a very nice point. And what I'm going to do is, in my oval here, I'm going to make my stem come up, but not straight up from the center of the oval. And I'm going to make it go out the top, but not straight out the middle either, just slightly off center. So I'm going to hold my brush up like this, very lightly. And I'm just going to pause my video for a second.
Whatever, never mind.
So I'm going to just make my stem go up. And I'm gonna stop and then start again and then stop again. But I don't want to put my nodes exactly equidistant apart all the way up. But here I go. So I'm gonna go up, stop. Leave a little space, go up, leave a little space, and go out the top. That's the stem. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is put in, well, let's notice first of all that this first one's longer, the second one's longer, and then this one is shorter, but the nodes are different distances apart from the top and bottom. It's not all just perfectly symmetrical. I purposely made it not symmetrical. Then the next thing that I paint is the nodes, which is just a little hook here in between, just a little, like that, little half circles. Then the next thing is that this stem comes out from the bottom of the middle one. It doesn't start from right here, it starts from here. And it comes out at a 45-degree angle. And then this one goes out the other way. And if there's one coming in from down here, it would be down here this way. So those are the stems that I put on. Now I'm going to switch colors and go to green because the purple bamboo has green leaves. The way that I'm going to mix my green is with Bumblebee Yellow or Hansa Yellow Medium. And Antwerp Blue. I think it's going to get very close to what the color looks like. And I'm going to put 2 or 3, so I'm going to just start at the top, go push harder, and then let up. I'm going to just go a little direction. They start from the top. Maybe this one has one coming out this way. I'm going to put some here. Those aren't even going to be in the mat. And now what I'm going to do is just see how that looks with the mat on it. A little bit too plain. I think I need something else in here. So what I'm going to do now is put in another purple stem. Just whereas this will be the tip of one that started farther down. And now my green, rinsed out my brush and I'm going to my green. This one's gonna have an up one. And now I put it on the mat and I take a look. And now that painting looks complete to me. It's very small and very simple. So that's my practice on paper towel. Honestly, some of them come out better than the fancy ones on the paper. So here's my special paper. It's got bamboo in it and some little red leaf in it. So that's where it's gonna go when I have the mat on it. I'm just gotta be, whoopsie. I just have to be brave now and just paint it. So my color was, I like it with the purple stem. It was French ultramarine blue, permanent rose, a little bit of indigo, maybe a little bit of burnt sienna. Okay, that's beautiful dark purple. It's loaded in my very thin brush. And now I just have to be brave and paint this again. Leave a little spot up and then a little spot up. There's my stem. Here's my node. The 2 nodes. And then we'll stem that way, we'll stem this way. I'm going to be brave and put this one in now. Cleaned out my brush. Make my green, which is, again, Bumblebee Yellow or Hansa Yellow Medium and Antwerp Blue. Makes a nice green. Now I'm going to put on some leaves. So I never know how these are going to turn out. Just kind of got to be brave and go for it. It's almost, oops, that's a thick one. Maybe that's good. And there it is. It's just that's how simple it is. It's all done. Oh, it's very sweet.
It's hard not to keep like working on it or something.
Yeah, yeah, you got it. You captured it. Yep, very good.
See that again.
Melissa again.
Me?
Muted.
You're muted, Dee.
Gosh, and I just had the whole explanation about how bad this is going to be.
Well,
Anyway, it was a big blob, and then I tried to make it darker to go around the blob, and it
you
didn't
know,
work.
I like the
Not
blobs,
good.
though. I have to be honest. It's a very interesting painting. They're different distances apart. You know, the paper in itself is interesting. So
You're reaching, Mary Kay, but thank you. You're really reaching there.
Okay, I like it. I like that you've changed the colors. You've done both the
Mhm.
yellow leaves or the stems and the purple stems.
And I did another a blue one. So I just wanted
Okay.
to see what I'd done.
Yeah, very good. That's a very organized mind. Beautiful, Vicki.
Nice.
With your purple stems and your green leaves. I like it in the mat. You have a nice, I like that. I like the angle of both your stems coming up, the way that you painted those.
Mhm.
The composition is very good. And then another thing that you did was you have two stems, which is breaking the rules. You should have odd numbers, but the way you put it all together is it works. So when someone can break the rules and make the composition work, that is really good. It's just a lovely little painting.
I
Oh,
did mine with watercolor pencils
Wow,
ah,
beautiful.
yes.
Oh,
because I
oh.
can't paint on rice paper. I have a really hard time with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an embarrassment to the Asian culture.
Well,
So
your painting's beautiful. I love that you have the three thicker stalks with green, and then you have your beautiful yellow nodes, and that you have 4 leaves. So you broke the rules on the leaves part, and it worked.
And I also had a big hole in my paper, so the background paper probably has as much paint on it as the rice paper.
Yeah, there were some. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun to try to work with somebody's scraps. I'm glad you guys are all up for the challenge.
Yeah.
It's not nice to
They are-
laugh at
it-
Mother Nature.
I like it, Shauna. Your composition of your stem going up is really nice. Your nodes are, they're not like the little loopy things, but they're thicker, and that's what they do. And I like
That's what
that.
they look like.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And
Well,
I like
that's
that
my
you went
practice.
thin, thicker, thin. Really good on the shape of the leaves.
Thank
It's a
you.
sweet little painting. Good
That's
job.
my practice. I always do it again the next day or something.
Good.
Let's see.
There's your red ball. Yeah. Well, it's an interesting little painting. I have to say that.
We'll say that, right. It's a
Yep.
whole.
I like the technique of your leaves where you went from thin to thick to thin and you made them twisty.
Yeah,
And then you had to work around the holes in the paper, the very thin paper, and then the ball. It's a really interesting little painting.
it's so
You
weird.
want to look at it and figure out what it is. It's semi-abstract.
Very weird. Let me put the backing paper on it. It's still kind of wet. That's why I didn't do that. Let's see if it looks a little better now. No, it doesn't look
Yeah.
any.
How about with the mat?
The mat. It's not really centered because it's not taped down. Arthritis in hands doesn't work too well.
Yeah, I know that.
Not really on the lines, but you know,
Yeah.
I was thinking of it this way or this.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you were.
It's an interesting little painting. It makes you want to look at it. You want to figure out what it is, what the paper is, what colors. Yeah. It's
When
very,
it dries, it'll be different too.
yeah.
It's really wet.
So thank you everyone for joining
Thank
us
you.
today and being
It
part of
Safe drive.
our little bamboo class.
went so fast.